Hi everyone, welcome to the Cross-Application Analytics for Integrated Business Processes session. My name is Michael Sanjongco and I'm from the SAP S/4HANA Cloud Product Management team. I'm here with my colleague Vladimir.
Hi, my name is Vladimir. I am a software architect at SAP and responsible for the technology guidelines on analytics.
Thanks, Vladimir. Now let's go over the agenda for today. First, we'll give you a quick introduction of the intelligent enterprise. Then we'll go over the use cases around SAP Analytics Cloud. Then talk about cross-application analytics overview, followed by a demo of a new best practice content called Financial Analytics Dashboard. Then I'll hand it over to Vladimir to talk about cross-application analytics options, followed by a quick demo of Data Warehouse Cloud. Then finally show you a quick roadmap and other TechEd sessions that you might be interested in. So you've probably seen this diagram before or heard about SAP's product strategy and architecture, where we have laid down the foundation for the future of everyone's success by building upon SAP's strengths, such as the deep expertise around the end-to-end business processes across industries and lines of businesses, such as lead to cash or recruit to retire. And with flexible business networks to help you adjust rapidly and also quickly, especially in these times of economic uncertainties. As you know, SAP runs a broad portfolio of intelligent business applications to help you improve upon your own business process landscapes and perhaps integrate sustainability across your value chain to drive new performance, new products and innovation, and also new market. If you look at the bottom of the diagram, you will notice the Business Technology Platform, or BTP, which is the single unifying foundation of SAP's cloud offering to build, integrate, innovate, and extend the end-to-end business processes of the intelligent enterprise, and not just on SAP's intelligent suite, but also for partners and third-party solutions. SAP also introduced new suite qualities to facilitate seamless out-of-the-box integration of the intelligent suite, including enhancement from partner solutions. For this session, we're going to focus on the embedded and cross-product suite qualities around the SAP Analytics Cloud. Now, SAP Analytics Cloud, or SAC, is your business intelligence and planning solution, which enables your business users to analyze and predict on future trends without the need for technical users. So it is true self-service tool. With its deep embedded intelligence, SAC can also help you figure out different factors of your analytical results to ask deeper questions and also gain further insights and eventually take actions. SAP Analytics Cloud is embedded in SAP S/4HANA Cloud and SuccessFactors, and will eventually be embedded in all SAP applications. With the SAC Enterprise, you can take advantage of all the capabilities, especially when you're combining data across multiple data sources. Now, if you want flexibility and you want to customize your analytical journey, you might want to look into the Analytics Designer. So with all of these different landscapes, we have provided you with actually pre-built content that you can take advantage of, either to educate yourself or do proof of concepts, or jumpstart your actual analytical projects. So what are the different scenarios around SAP Analytics Cloud? As I mentioned, SAC is entrenched into the SAP application with deep integration using wrapper application, which you can leverage the functionality to do intent navigation or personalization. So for example, in S4HANA Cloud, you go to manage KPI reports. You can take advantage of predefined analytics or create your own dashboards and link from your dashboard to other Fiori apps. So for example, if you want to create sales order dashboard, you can pass parameters from your dashboard to a sales order Fiori app or purchase order Fiori app. You can also leverage the SAP Enterprise Edition or the standalone edition, which has the full-blown capabilities of SAC to do predictive or planning, and also cross-application analytics, which is really our focus for this session, where we combine data across SAP and non-SAP data sources. So what are the typical challenges for cross-application analytics? First challenge, most customers have diverse data sources, whether it's SAP or non-SAP data sources, different deployments, whether it's in the cloud or on-premise or hybrid. And some customers even have multiple SAP deployments. Another challenge is combining data across a plethora of data sources, which takes a lot of effort and total cost of ownership. Another challenge is business users have complex requirements nowadays, especially with the security and making sure the data is secured. So what is the solution? Well, it's SAP Analytics Cloud with different data integration options. First option is utilizing what we call browser blending or linked analysis, where you can take, for example, two data connections in SAC and combine them together or link them together through a common dimension or primary keys. The second option is leveraging Data Warehouse Cloud, where you can either replicate or federate multiple data sources and then create a model on top of that, some type of analytical data set, which SAC can consume later on. If you have complex transformation that you need to do, or you want to apply machine learning, you can take advantage of SAP Data Intelligence. One of the supporting services that we also have is called One Master Data Service, which harmonizes master data across SAP's cloud applications. So now let's show you a demo of the new best practice content, which is part of the end-to-end process, recruit to retire, called Financial Analytics Dashboard for SAP Analytics Cloud, which is catered for the Chief Financial Officer to analyze financial and workforce cost data that's coming from SAP S/4HANA Cloud and also SAP SuccessFactors.
As we all know, the current crisis is having a tremendous impact across all industries, especially retail, but all companies must adapt and be able to pivot their initiatives. Many are counting on their CFOs to be the guide in their ability to adjust to rapid changes and to have instantaneous access to insight and tools that will help them translate that insight and take decisive action. Imagine you are Megan, who is the CFO of an activewear company. She is leveraging her dashboard to analyze the overall operational efficiency of her company. Revenue and sales were declining around Q2 because many of the retail stores were closed since the beginning of pandemic, but an online shopping surge offsets all those declines. They had to furlough some of their employees working in retail stores, but slowly rehiring back. Megan is continually managing expenses through the help of her dashboard and slowly opening up stores by leveraging the lessons learned from experiences in other countries that were able to control the pandemic. What you are seeing here is a preview of the upcoming Financial Analytics Dashboard best practice that is tailored for a chief financial officer analyzing insights across cloud applications such as SAP S/4HANA Cloud and SAP SuccessFactors. The dashboard consists of 3 pages: KPI overview, financial performance, and workforce performance. The KPI overview and financial performance pages are constructed with live data connection to the SAP S/4HANA Cloud Core Data Services view, while the workforce performance page is utilizing SAP Data Warehouse Cloud, combining data from SAP S/4HANA Cloud and SAP SuccessFactors. Let's look into each pages. The KPI overview page consists of top financial key performance indicators, which shows year-over-year variance and trend analysis. The KPIs can be compared to different plan versions such as budget and forecast, and also can be compared to different time ranges such as year-over-year or current period versus last period. In addition, you can filter by dimensions such as company code and analyze trend at a granular level. Megan sees that the operating margin has gone down compared to last year and the plan, even though the revenue and profit have increased over year. She also sees the operating expense and cost of goods sold are increasing. Let's analyze the trend at a quarterly level to see which KPIs have dipped or increased. As you can see, there is a consistent decline in both the revenue and profit in Q2 compared to what was expected in the plan. On the other hand, revenue and profit had gone up in Q3, even though operating expense and cost of goods sold have increased. There could be several factors as to the reason why a sudden down and up trend. This lends the opportunity for Megan and her team to do further analysis. Now let's look at the Financial Performance tab. This page consists of top performers based on revenue by different dimensions and supporting key performance indicators around the balance sheet and income statement. Looking at the product group breakdown, women and men product groups have always been top revenue generator for the past 3 years, but as you may notice, self-care products consistently gone up every year. If we look into the customer group in the past 2 years, revenue has been coming from the stores, but this year is coming from direct to consumers. The pandemic has really changed the buying patterns of the company's customers. Glancing over to the supporting financial KPIs, the company has a wealthy working capital with additional accounts receivable to be collected. Overall, the assets to liabilities ratio is pretty strong. Now let's look at the workforce performance page where we combine data from the SAP S/4HANA Cloud Finance and SuccessFactors HR to analyze key performance indicators and understand the economics of people business. The workforce performance page consists of key performance indicators such as total workforce cost ratio, which tells us how much a company is investing in human capital compared to the overall total expense. It comprises of expenses related to KPIs divided by full-time equivalent employees, which gives us the average spend per FTE. In this page, we also see a breakdown of the KPIs by cost centers and supporting HR measures, which contributes to the analysis. Megan sees that workforce cost ratio has constantly increased the past 3 years. The overall operating expense per FTE is less compared to last year, even though the number of employees have increased. Payroll and employee-related expenses are steady, but there's a huge increase in office expense. This could be due to the fact that most employees are now working from home and the order for office equipments have increased. Last year, the company invested more in the marketing department, but this year, especially in the second half, the company's workforce is mainly focused on distribution and sourcing and manufacturing. This is because of the uncertainty that the pandemic brought to the suppliers, procurement, and delivery of goods and finished products. Here you can also see the breakdown of the KPIs used to calculate total workforce cost ratio and how it is trending over time compared to the plan. The next section allows you to analyze financial KPIs and FTE by cost center to see which cost centers contribute more to the overall expense of the company. As you can see, sourcing and manufacturing plus distribution is the main strategic investment. Last but not the least, here are employee-related measures. Here's a distribution of full-time employees versus temporary or contract workers. You can see the FTE trend going up as mentioned earlier, even though the operating expense went down. These additional insights may help Megan make strategical human capital decisions that may be critical to the profitability of the company and its plans for growth and expansion. With the financial analytics dashboard, we are able to pre-deliver quick time to value and flexible cross-application analytics solution for the CFO to monitor and act on the most critical business metrics and improve the company's overall financial and human resource health. The CFO will be able to orchestrate with other company leaders and make decisions by analyzing key performance indicators around P&L, balance sheet, and expense and cost-related people analytics from integrated lines of business.
So let's take a look into the different options for cross-application analytics. Let's start first with two different basic approaches for data joining. The first one is data federation, also known as live access or virtual access. In this approach, data stays in data source and is aggregated virtually. To do that, you need that all involved backends support federation, for example, by INA protocol, which is the case for SAP HANA or BW sources. We also recommend that the involved backend models are harmonized. When you use this option, you have an advantage that you can reuse the backend implementation for authorizations, read access, logging, and data privacy protection. On the other side, you should know that report queries may also influence your application performance. Another basic approach is replication, also known as data import. In this case, data is copied in a separate database for reporting. So in here we have much more data sources that are supported, and you have less strict requirements on data harmonizations because you have much more powerful options for doing data harmonization. The disadvantage is that you have to re-implement certain qualities like authorizations at read access logging. But in this case, you also get the best performance and data manipulation capabilities. The most quick technical option to realize cross-application analytics is to do this with SAP Analytics Cloud by browser-based blending. In this case, data is joined in SAC through linked analysis by federation. The prerequisite for that is that all backends have to support INA protocol of SAP, which is the case for SAP HANA and BW. We also recommend to harmonize your models before, because this option has limited capacities for data manipulation. The advantage is again that you can reuse the backend implementation, and Another limitation is that the performance and volume of data that can be used are quite limited, because you do actually data blending directly in the browser, and of course it has less powerful options. We support our customers here by the pre-delivered content, for example, for HR analytics dashboard. Another and much more powerful option is to use SAP Data Warehouse Cloud, which supports plenty of different data sources, actually all relevant SAP data sources, but also some non-SAP data sources like SQL Server or Oracle and so on. Here we have also very powerful modeling capabilities. We also support the customers by the pre-delivered content, for example, for HR processes, like Michael has demonstrated that. But you can also create your own reports with the so-called data builder. And you can also reuse some pre-delivered objects from the business catalog. Now let's have a short demo of the data modeling capabilities in SAP Data Warehouse Cloud.
Let's take a look into the SAP Data Warehouse Cloud, and specifically the Data Builder section, in which you can create views and tables to prepare your data for consumption through SAP Analytics Cloud. SAP delivers the pre-built domain models as best practice content. This content, such as Financial Analytics Dashboard, is available for import from the SAP and partner content space. For example, the workforce performance page of the Financial Analytics Dashboard leverages the SAP Data Warehouse Cloud to combine data from SAP S/4HANA Cloud and SAP SuccessFactors in order to produce key performance indicators from different lines of business. You can search for financial domain models by typing SAP_FI, or you can search for SAP_HR to find all SAP HR models. Above these domain models, cross-application models use the analytical datasets for SAC consumption. You can search for all analytical datasets used for the workforce performance page by typing SAP_X_E. Now let's look into the business catalog to see some details of one particular analytical dataset, namely SAP expense over time. You can see the fields of this specific analytical dataset model and which variables are used to calculate the key performance indicators, such as operating expense per FTE. Further, SAP Data Warehouse Cloud shows the data lineage, where you can see all the views used, such as general ledger line items and the planning data combined with the HR tables, which support the cross-application analytics needs. The users can also produce their own data models using the data builder.
As you have seen in the demo, modeling can be quite complex in a lot of cases, and to support our customers, SAP offers the so-called one data model, which already contains the relevant business objects that are harmonized between different SAP applications, such as cost center. And this allows you easy joining of fields without transformation or doing some specific calculations. And we also pre-deliver certain content like models, KPIs, stories based on one data model. Here you see the roadmap for development of SAP Data Warehouse Cloud. So you see currently we already support a lot of relevant SAP data sources like ABAP Stack, SAP HANA, and so on, but also some other connectivity like to SAP HANA, SAP Business Core, and so on. And in the coming quarters, quarter 3 and quarter 4, we will support also much more internal SAP data sources and also non-SAP data sources like Azure or Amazon S3 and so on. So let's take a look into the federation option with SAP Data Warehouse Cloud. Of course, also in this case, the data sources that you use should support live data access. Like this is the case for a lot of SAP data sources like SAP HANA. And in this case, you will get a better performance compared to SAP Analytics Cloud because you can use certain joins and unions directly in the Data Warehouse Cloud. You have also much more powerful support for data transformation and for certain levels of aggregation. In this case, the performance is limited by connections and data sources because we directly access the data from other data sources. When you use replication with SAP Data Warehouse Cloud, then you will get also much more powerful options. Yeah, of course, you will require some additional storage in DWC, but we will support also optimization of data access to your primary storages by supporting data replication. So you will get only the updates to the changes that were done on the data. And in this case, we also achieve the best possible reporting performance. Yeah? And you also don't influence the performance of your data sources. And you also get the best possible data manipulation capabilities. If you want to do more complex data manipulations, then you can also use the data flows in SAP Data Warehouse Cloud, or use also SAP Data Intelligence tool as a very powerful data transformation tool with a lot of pipelines and support of further data sources. One of very important topics is the support of on-premise and data warehouse scenarios. In this case, we recommend to use SAP BW for HANA in combination with SAP Data Warehouse Cloud, which together form the enterprise data warehouse. In this way, we also support the investments of customers that are done into BW content. And by the combination with Data Warehouse Cloud, we also open the way for providing ad hoc analytics. So the idea is that SAP BW supports IT managed analytics for our complex and often used optimized data reports. And primarily it is intended for consolidating data from on-premise systems. And on the other side, SAP Data Warehouse Cloud is used for ad hoc reporting, and it consolidates data from cloud primarily, but also can access the on-premise applications from SAP BW for HANA by replication or federation. And it can also integrate the content and data from SAP BW. So what is the roadmap for supporting intelligent enterprise with cross-application analytics? So you see currently we already deliver certain dashboards like financial analytics dashboard, which was demonstrated by Michael as a best practice content. And SAP Data Warehouse Cloud already supports a lot of connections and data sources that are used by our customers, like SAP S/4HANA Cloud, SAP SuccessFactors, and also other data sources like SAP HANA or Data, Oracle. And also it already has quite powerful data modeling and business catalog reusable objects. In the future, we will further support the content, like we will deliver the cost center management dashboard, which will combine also data from Concur, Fieldglass, and SuccessFactors. And in the second half of next year, we will also provide the total spend management dashboard, which will give you the overview of all your spends in your enterprise. And of course, in parallel, also the development of the further features for SAP Data Warehouse Cloud will be done. So to conclude, we have demonstrated how SAP supports cross-application analytics, and that they also support you with providing different insights across integrated business processes like recruit to retire, so typical HR processes. And we support you with the pre-delivered content, but also with an option to provide the customer managed reports, so that you can create the report that you need on your own. And we cover also different technical options like SAP Analytics Cloud, SAP Data Warehouse Cloud, and SAP Data Intelligence. We support also all the possible landscapes that are there in the field, like cloud or on-premise. If you want to get more information on these technical options, you can do the deep dive in other TechEd sessions. And of course, also access the public SAP websites. Please continue your learning experience based on the SAP TechEd sessions that you have here, and also access our SAP Learning Hub. Thanks for attending this session, and have a lot of fun with cross-application analytics supported by SAP. Thanks.